fate. It rhymes with 8. So we presume the 10th movie of the Fast and the Furious franchise could probably be Fasten Your Seatbelts. Well, that was a joke prevalent on social media mocking these movies that came one after the other as though they were from an assembly line. One last ride and one more, and yet another once again. Phew, when will it stop? And it appears the last 3 movies, including the recent Fate of the Furious, banked upon the stardom of the cast. For the most recent release of the franchise, several critics also pointed to a loose storyline and action sequences, although realistic, resonated with little logic. However, the movie didn't turn out to be a disappointing one and was a good one-time watch at worst. Besides, when a number of flicks with sequels, prequels, and origin stories are floating around, it's always fun to see movies knit together with a storyline that has in fact evolved with us during our times, and not in some dystopian future, past, or even any universe for that matter. With that being said, here are a bunch of mistakes we've noticed in the flick. Oh, and before we start, don't forget to hit subscribe and join the notification squad for more of our compilations. Mistake 1. Alright, here we have the challenge phase, of course, that is needed for any competition, specifically racing. But the thing that got us is the people standing behind Letty. Wow, look at that, where did they all go? Who displaced them? Mistake 2. Wow, Dom's car is literally on fire, and thanks to this spectacular aerial view, we can see that there is neither car nor building near the racing vehicles or along their path that stands a risk to endure damage. Yet from the view inside Dom's car and then right outside of it, buildings appear to have sprouted out of nowhere. Mistake 3. When the video pauses to show the car scratches. Now those are some nasty scratches on the vehicle, of course it was inevitable. And Dom just won the race and is sharing the joy just before meeting the challenger again. Oh look, the scratches have disappeared. Now that is something we can't digest. Mistake 4. Now it's time to show a minute detail that slipped past the continuity crew. Look at the way the challenger holds the key as he extends it to Dom as a token of respect. It changes between shots. Mistake 5. Now there is Hobbs and Shaw amidst a fearsome confrontation, and at this angle, look at the distance between their fists. Pretty far when compared to the next shot, as you can see, they somehow got closer. Mistake 6. Over here in this rather explosive intrusion, notice the hinges that blow off of the impact, yet they are shown intact in the subsequent shots. Mistake 7. Wow, Dom's a father. But now let us take a step back and look into his personal life over the course of the previous flicks. We know he met the little boy's mother toward the end of Fast 5, which was back in 2011. And she does not have prominent roles throughout the next couple of films, and we know for sure that she is not visibly pregnant even in Furious 7. But even if she does conceive the boy behind the screen, then it should be before or during the time of Furious 6, i.e. 2013-ish, before she accepts Dom's long-lasting love towards Letty and moves away. So in effect, the boy should have been older than his supposed age portrayed in the movie. And if that's not a mistake, we're forced to come to the conclusion that Dom cheated on Letty, behind the screens of course. Mistake 8. And over here, we can see the person just stepping his foot out of the elevator. And if his reflex action was to take over, he would have jumped right back in it. But in the next shot, we can see a car already passing behind him, which means he has taken many steps forward despite the fact that he was alarmed by the noise of screeching cars right after he begins to step out of the lift. Mistake 9. Now we're able to spot a good number of mistakes in the following action sequence. Firstly, look at that Mercedes AMG GT change its position. Although in this shot, we can see that it has actually crossed the zebra crossing and pretty ahead of the other vehicles, but a few shots later, it's behind the zebra line. Looks like the driver had a few shots of vodka. Mistake 10. And after Dom crashes through the flower stand, his black vehicle is covered in flower petals and debris, but when we see the vehicles after some shots, it's pretty clean. We do agree that the flowers and debris would have been blown away by then, but weren't they supposed to leave some sort of mark behind? Mistake 11. Notice that skateboard guy, caught in between and stunned in the pose of a ballerina there? Well, he sort of disappears in the next shot. Safe for him, if not good for him. Mistake 12. There is clearly nothing attached on top of that luxurious Bentley, but a few shots later it appears on the top of the vehicle when the team tries to hook Dom's car. Mistake 13, and as you can see, there is no suitcase near Dom's car, but suddenly it appears out of nowhere. As though Cypher placed it there with her voice command and asked Dom to run with it. Mistake 14. For the following errors, we would have to get a bit technical. Firstly, this seemingly smartass scene is utter stupidity, because using an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, to disable security at the base would render anything electrical useless: computers, cars, cameras, anything with a microchip in it. Firing an EMP directly under something you want to steal like a submarine is completely stupid. Cypher should have known this. Mistake 15. Over here, Tej and Roman have no reason in time to close and seal the hatch they used to exit the sub after preventing the missile launch. Therefore, the sub should have flooded once it dived underwater, but that was not the case. Mistake 16. Again, the Russian submarine is propped up on steel supports with its propeller well out of the water, so there is no way it could have been launched so quickly. Filling a dry dock and launching usually takes several hours. Mistake 17. In this scene, the Lambo's backlight, which was initially black, changes, later to red. See? Mistake 18. Wow, in this jaw-dropping scene, vehicles are tossed all over the place, but as Dom heroically passes through them, all of the fallen vehicles disappear. Mistake 19. And just as Hobbs prepares to manually intervene the torpedo, we would like to point out that the torpedo shown in the movie is of incorrect size. The usual variants in ships are Type 53 and Type 65, where the former being the smaller of the two would be more than 7 meters long. That is the length of 2 cars and weighs more than 2 tons. Considering that scale, it appears that Hobbs was playing with a mere toy version of the torpedo, which does not exist. Mistake 20. Again, now that the team is being pursued by the Russians, and we can see them firing the first shot which tears open the barrel covering. Yet when the very same vehicle prepares to deliver its second assault, all barrels appear unused, as though no shots were fired from them. Mistake 21. It should also be noted that submarines cannot travel much faster than about 40 miles per hour when submerged, and the NATO-designated Akula-class submarine only has a top speed of approximately 12 miles per hour when surfaced. However, towards the end of the film, where the gang is trying to outrun the submarine, it is shown that the speed of the behemoth submarine is on par with that of the Fast and Furious heroes. Mistake 22. The heat-seeking missile launched at Dom would have hit Dom in a matter of seconds. The slowest heat-seeking missile has a speed of Mach 2.5, which is a bit faster than a bullet. There is no way a car running on ice at approximately 80 miles per hour would have outrun a missile coming at him at 1900 miles per hour. Mistake 23. And there is yet another supposed flaw in timing. After Dom is captured or lured to the side of Cypher, there's basically no time Dom can make arrangements for him to meet up with Shaw's mother, as well as having the 2 ex-crew to cover up his meeting with Shaw's mother and knowing all the blind spot in the meetup alley. And there's no way that Dom could have organized the meeting with Shaw's mom or contact the guy from Cuba or his 2 friends from Brazil that were in Fast 5 to shoot Shaw, or to organize Shaw and his brother to be kitted out with wingsuits and board the plane. Mistake 24. And lastly, the Russians are pretty advanced, and even in the realm of these movies, it's quite inconceivable that Russian military would not be able to change the codes for the atomic rockets in the time the team needs to travel from the United States to Russia. Well, there you have it. 24 mistakes we've noticed from the flick. Some mistakes seem as though someone is deliberately messing with the timeline. We enjoy the fast as in fast cars and not as in The Flash. With that being said, the movie did have huge box office collections, and we can't as well wait for the next part. But however, we try not to expect too much, and sincerely hope the action sequences are a bit more aligned to logic. Do let us know in the comments the errors we failed to notice. We'd love to hear from you, and we are in the workshop making the next video. Until then, goodbye!